Dr. Cosmas Maduka is one of Africa's most respected entrepreneurs, having built a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate with a starting capital of less than $1, spanning across automobile, auto care, healthcare, ICT, and agriculture. He lost his dad at age 4, stopped his education in elementary 3, and took to hawking before taking on an apprenticeship in the sale of automobile spare parts. Today, he has moved on to signing dealerships with global brands like Rolls-Royce, BMW, Ford, amongst others, and has also been featured on Forbes, invited by the United Nations, and has also served as chairman of one of Africa's leading banks for 12 years. He says you require 3 things to succeed: vision, faith, and courage. Thank you so much for joining me on Business Insights with Irene. You know, the whole essence of Business Insights with Irene is to raise the next generation of successful business entrepreneurs across Africa, you know, through thought-provoking conversations with successful business leaders. So we're really grateful to have you here today.
It's my pleasure.
Definitely. Now, you've been applying the principles of business success for well over 42 years, right? What are those things you would say that they would not teach you in business school that you have learned? We can start off with the soft skills.
I would like to start by saying the first and foremost thing that they don't teach you in any school, including Harvard Business School, is to be street smart. Okay? A lot of time we go to school to learn different strategies of business, the ethics of business and all of that, but we forgot that it's very important you have a grassroots first-hand information about any business you want to go to, especially for those who are taking off. Business plays at different level, you know, as you grow at very topmost level. But I think the people that will benefit most in the thing we are going to be saying are young entrepreneurs, first-time people who are trying to take a plunge, you know, try to launch out, and too many fears about unknown. Should I go forward and should I not go forward? The second thing for me that is most important is to understand and have clear knowledge that in business, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you want, and what you want means what you negotiated, you know. So when you finish business with somebody, you say, but do I deserve this? You know, the person can giggle and just ask you, what did you deserve? At the end of the day, what did you negotiated? So you get paid for what you negotiated. That is fundamental. You need to know this is what I want, this is what my business, the value that associate with my business, and negotiate it upfront so that you have a clear understanding about it, and then you expect a result from that. Yeah.
So I understand that you started with less than $1 with your business. You know, what were those very pertinent early lessons you learned in terms of financial prudence, you know, that you probably would not learn even when you're in class?
Yeah, that's the essence of apprenticeship, okay? I am a great advocate of apprenticeship. It's a kind of school, but informal school. Because a lot of people look at the apprentice guys like people who do not go to school. No, they were learning in an informal way by practicing on day-to-day what it requires, soft skills that you require to take you on. When we are doing when we are in the early days of our apprenticeship, your boss will get you what we call expenses book, which is in a formal structure, it's like accounting principle, but in the other way, where you record every expenditure that you know you do on a daily basis, whether you are going to buy a merchandise, you take a transportation, what it costs you for the trip you went and coming back. All of those things are well recorded. Okay, so, and then in the running of the business, of course, you don't just dip hand inside the cash. You know, those days everything is done in cash. Somebody want to buy a merchandise, you wrote a receipt for him and collect cash and dip in there. So whatever need that arises in the course of running the business, you just make a small note and put inside the drawer. So if you're taking 5 naira or 10 naira, $1 or $2 or $5, you've written something. Oh, $10 is taken out of here for this, and you drop it inside there.
So there's accountability.
Exactly, because we are going to use part of those notes to balance your account at the end of the day. Otherwise, that money will be shortened. By the time now you balance the account with those notes, then you take those notes and start recording them in the expenses book. But if you are in a hurry, oh, you had to buy a Coca-Cola or 7-Up and you put money. If you've forgotten you drank a Coke, the money will be shortened, and at the end of the day, your account is not balanced. So keeping those information is very vital, because you need to know how much income, what are the revenues you are making. That's how you can take business decision. That's part of the way you will be confident in the future into whatever you are doing, because you have a grip of what you are doing on a day-to-day basis. You can truly account and say, oh, my revenue for today is XYZ, my net income for today is XYZ. So when there is need for you to make expenditure that is outside of the business, you will ask yourself, am I in a position to do this? Okay. If you understand that the business require reinvesting back into the business, at that position you can say, no. I think about how I can afford this, because it's good also to put everything in a positive direction. When you say, I can't, it weakens your mind and you stop thinking. But if you say, how can I, you are giving yourself a lead question, which opens the mind, giving a room for thought, for thinking, and trying to exploit a way to get the result.
But really, how do you strengthen your mind? How do you strengthen your mind as a business owner? Because I know you talk a lot about your mindset. What role does it really play? Because, for example, I reckon I was speaking with an MBA graduate who recently started his business. I said to me, oh my goodness, business is hard. And I'm wondering, I thought it was supposed to be easy for you, at least based on all of the business cases that you studied while you were in school.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was saying, that most of the things that you study in school is a little bit different in the real life. When you come out, there are a few things you can see, but depending on the environment where you are, there are many variables that obstruct those things that you are taught in school, that you don't see them like adding up like a maths. 1 + 1 is 2. Sometimes 2 + 2 become something else in
what real life
what in real life is. Therefore, a mental toughness is a prerequisite, truly. And what do I mean by mental toughness? Mental toughness means that I've determined that this is something I'm going to do. That's where many people make mistake, when they are not compassionate to themselves. They make mistake. They don't forgive themselves easy. They focus on the mistake. It demobilizes them. They can't move forward to do something. So the mental toughness is a prerequisite. That is to say, I am not going to give up. Whatever this takes is what I'm going to give to it. You stick in there. We tell success story many times, but a lot of people do not know what it requires. If you have entered into a ring to box, some of those boxers will tell you that sometime at the 10th or 11th round, they feel like throwing in the towel. But something deep inside will tell you the day is just about to break. Hang in there. So the same thing we go through in business. There has been a time you feel like throwing in towel, man. I got to quit. This thing doesn't worth it. That's the difference in between entrepreneur who goes out to take a risk and create wealth than somebody who is a middle class person who wants to have guaranteed income, settle down, but don't bother himself. But again, he works for money all his life. But entrepreneur will create wealth and money will work for him.